What's up, guys? This is Matt here with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It's currently 5:53 p.m. Sunday evening, January the 18th, 2026, year of our Lord. Boy, this jacket's about to drive me insane. It really is. This doggone collar is so stiff. But anyway, yeah, Sunday evening, man. Cold day, very cold day. Hadn't got above 40 yet today. Snowed this morning. Luckily, it didn't stick. I'm glad it didn't stick, man, because as we get that slushy snow, and usually when it sticks, man, after it melts off a day or two later, it's just so disgusting and you can't get nothing done. You can count out putting equipment on anybody's property. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to be able to work tomorrow or not, but I don't have much on the list for tomorrow. But I do need to get things done tomorrow. If not, I'm going to have to push it all the way back till Friday because I've got a landscaping job that I'm starting on Tuesday. I've already got equipment reserved for it. But anyways, man, I went and did two quotes this morning for cleanups. One of them is a $900 quote, and one of them is a $360 quote. And I'm probably not going to get either one of them. They're cleanups for my aunt, some of her clients. She's a real estate agent, and she deals with some cheap individuals, man. She really does. They like to wait till things get out of hand. These are investment properties, but these people like to wait till things get out of hand and think that they're going to be able to get bargain prices, which is definitely not the case. I don't get down like that. You know, I believe in getting paid for what I do. But either way, I send them the quotes, and if I get them, I get them. You know, great. But if not, no big deal. I'm not expecting to be able to. But if I do, also, man, yeah, I'll be booked out to the end of February, and I've never been able to say that before. So that would be amazing. Anyways, guys, enough of that mess. I want to talk about equipment for 2026, man. Some things I'm going to do in 2026. You know, I said I was going to try as hard as I could not to do anything, not to buy anything in 2026. But there is one purchase I'm going to make. I'm definitely going to make, and I'm going to make it very quickly in 2026. Probably before the end of April. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to go out and buy a brand new landscaping trailer. I'm gonna get an open trailer. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a 16 or an 18 foot, but it's gonna be 7 foot wide. And I may wind up with a 16 footer. I think I could probably do with a 16 footer. And I think that's plenty big enough. You know, I've got 4 mowers. One of them's a Turfmaster. If I need to, I can just line the Turfmaster and the 36 up side by side and put the other 2 on the trailer just like it is, you know. But either way, I've got to be able to haul all of my equipment around at the same time. And I'm tired of dropping stuff off at the house. But another reason too, man, is because I'm getting into landscaping. Jobs that I need equipment for, like mini skids and things like that. And my 10-foot trailer, you could probably get by with it once or twice, but you're not going to do it all the time. You're not going to put a mini skid on that 10-foot trailer I got. It's a single axle 10-foot trailer, 3,500 pound axle. Dude, the mini skid weighs 3,000 pounds. I'm assuming that's with no attachments on it. You know, you throw a bucket or a Harley rake or something like that on there, man, there's no telling how much it weighs. But either way, I've got to get a trailer that'll haul this stuff around, and preferably I'd like to get one with 52 pound axles or 5,200 pound axles and a reinforced ramp gate, something that's got wheel ramps, as well as the expanded metal wire mesh, or whatever you want to call it. But planning on making that happen. You probably get one for around 5 or 6 grand, a brand new one. Haven't really looked around yet. I'm gonna do some investigating and see what all I can come up with before I do decide to pull the trigger on that. And but I have made up my mind. It's gonna be an open trailer, and it's going to be either a 16 or 18 foot trailer, and it's going to have 5,200 pound axles. That's the reinforced ramp gate, and the 5,200 pound axles is something that's non-negotiable. I've got to have that. But or at least that's what I want. I'm not going any less on the weight capacity. But anyway, I'm gonna try to make that happen as early on in the season, as early as I can. I could probably do it now, but I just don't want to. It's not a good idea right now because I don't have steady income coming in right now, and we're still living off of reserves. So I really do want to wait till the growing season is underway and things are steady. So it'll probably be sometime around the end of April, mid-May, sometime in that range. But anyway, another thing I'm looking into is dump trailers, guys. I'd like to have a 6-foot by 14 or a 7-foot by 14 dump trailer. I'm not really sure what the sizes are on those, but I'd like to have either a 12 or 14-foot dump trailer. I really would. Preferably something that has 2-foot sides and something that I can add boards to it to make it higher if need be, you know. But I definitely do want a dump trailer. I'm sick and tired of touching things twice, man. I did a shrub removal job. It was 12 azalea shrubs that I had to move, and I had to touch all that stuff twice, guys. And there was clay and everything caked up in the roots and all that. And these roots, they wound up being anywhere from 80 to 100 pounds a piece. The shrubs did, after I pulled them out of the ground, and they were very hard to deal with. They were they were heavy, and wound up hurting my back doing that. But I'm good. I mean, I'm good, you know. I don't mean like permanently hurt my back. It's just my back is on fire right now, is what I'm getting at. But I'm getting to the age where I just can't be doing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Touching that stuff twice. But and also, man, it took me about an hour and a half to unload that trailer. And it's not the first time that's happened. You know, there's been several times where I've done tree jobs and things like that and had to make multiple trips to get the debris up and touch everything twice, and it wound up taking me 2 hours to unload a trailer. So yeah, that's got to happen, man. I've got to be able to be more efficient, and dump trailers are a must. And also too, man, it's gonna cut down on dump fees. You know, some people charge by the ton, some people charge by the weight. I prefer to go with someone that charges by the ton, because it's not often that I have a ton of material in a trailer, but their minimum is a ton. And if you're making multiple trips and stuff that weighs less than a ton, you're wasting money, and you're not being as efficient as you can be. You know, you're being as efficient as you can with the stuff you have. You're making it work, but you're not saving as much as you could be saving by doing that. So, and also you got the time factor as well. You know, you're saving yourself time by not having to touch it twice and make extra trips and this, that, and the other. And it's a pain. It really is, trying to haul debris with just an open, you know, a landscaping trailer. So, yeah. And also it's going to open up room for other things as well. But a dump trailer is a must. I don't know if that's going to happen this year or not. If it does, it's probably going to be towards the end of the season. But that's going to be my next big purchase after I get a new landscaping trailer. And the reason I'm going to make that my next big purchase is because the main reason is because a lot of the stuff that I'm bidding on and quoting and estimating right now is stuff that I have to have a dump trailer for. It's non-negotiable. And I'm renting a dump trailer, you know. Not all of it is stuff that I need skid steers, tractors, things like that for, but everything that I have bid in the past month or 2 months has been something that I need a dump trailer for. And that's extra money that you're adding to the end of the invoice. So what I'm having to do to pick jobs up is I'm having to take some off of my labor charge to account for the trailer rental. And you know, it's still, you know, I'm still making a profit, but I'm not making the profit that I would like to make. And yeah, I mean, I'm just, it's not 100% free for the customer, but they're paying well over half of what that of what this equipment rental is. And you know, the reality is it's not the customer's fault that I don't have the equipment. It's not their fault at all. They can easily just go back to the phone book or Craigslist or whatever and call somebody that does have the equipment, and their price will be cheaper. And there's no way around. I mean, there's no way around that truth right there, guys. If you don't own equipment and you're quoting jobs, your quote is going to come in higher than people that do have the equipment. unless it's just people that are charging outrageous prices anyway. But so you're probably going to lose out on a lot more jobs that you wouldn't if you own the equipment. So I'm really, over these next 2 years, I'm going to really focus on acquiring equipment, from a new landscaping trailer to a work truck, to a dump trailer, to mini skids with all the attachments that I'm going to need, all of that stuff, guys. I want to have everything that I need within the next 3 years to do the kind of work that I'm doing now, that I'm currently doing, and the type of work that I want to do. So that way, you know, I can charge top dollar for the services that I offer. And a lot of it is my fault, you know, and a lot of it ain't my fault. I mean, I'm still a fairly new landscaper. I've been doing this 5 years. The first 2 years that I was in business, I acquired a lot of equipment. You know, I started out with a residential zero turn, and now I've got 4 commercial mowers, and all of my stick equipment is commercial. All of my blowers are commercial. All of my hedge trimmers are commercial. But that's all maintenance equipment. I don't have any landscaping equipment. So if I'm going to offer these services, I've got to start saving and acquiring equipment. And I commented on a video one time for Ray's Landscaping, and was asking him different questions about some of the equipment he has. And I can't remember what question I asked him, but one thing he did tell me was the man that has the equipment is the man that's going to be able to call the shots. I thought about it. I was like, man, he's exactly right. And so if you don't have the equipment, and another thing too, here's something else to think about. You're limited on the days that you can do stuff when you're having to rent equipment. And the reason being is because if you're bidding on a job that's only going to take you one day, say you need, let's just say you need a skid steer, a grapple bucket, and a dump trailer, okay? If you're bidding on a job and that job is only going to take you one day to do that, and the only day that you have available to do it is Friday, say it takes you all day Friday, you get to the rental place a minute after they close. Guess what? You're stuck with that equipment for Saturday and Sunday too, so you're paying for 3 days that you have all 3 of those pieces of equipment. And that's a risk. That's a big risk. And so, and not only that, man, you know, I'm wanting to open up Saturdays to be able to do landscaping stuff as well. And I can't rent equipment on Saturdays. None of these rental equipment companies are open on Saturdays, you know. If you do it that way, you're going to have to plan on forcing the customer to pay for 3 days worth of equipment rental. And that right there that's awful. You can't do that to people. Make them pay for an extra day of equipment when they're not getting you on their property that 3rd day. So yeah, that's not right at all. So you can't do that. But that's just some of the things why it's better to own the equipment versus renting the equipment. For one, you're at the mercy of the equipment rental company. You know, if the equipment ain't available, it just ain't available. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that except for wait till it's available. Okay? Money. These customers got it in their mind that they're only going to pay a certain dollar amount. They're not going to pay a penny more than what they've got in their minds. Okay? Now, it may be a situation to where they get several quotes, and all of these quotes that come in are higher than what they thought it was going to cost, and they may have to rearrange. But if they got quotes coming in and you're $500-600 more than what everybody else is, guess who's not getting the quote, man? Simple as that. Number 3 is you're limited on use, you know, on days that you can use this stuff. If you need stuff on Saturday, you got to rent it on Friday and expect to be able to force the customer to pay for it for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, yeah, I mean, that's the big 3 right there. There's multiple reasons why it's better to own the equipment than it is to rent the equipment, but I'm kind of in a position right now where I've got to do what I got to do, man. But I will say this, everything that I am making off of this rental equipment, all these landscaping jobs that I'm bidding on and you know, winning these bids, every little bit that I make off of that, half of it is going towards my debts so I can get these debts paid off. And the other half is going towards the other half is going towards, of course, winter funds, and it's also going towards saving for equipment purchases. Like I said, guys, within the next 3 years, I want to have every single thing that I need to do the jobs that I'm wanting to do. You know, I'm gonna have to have a heavier duty trailer. I don't know why I don't have one yet. That's just my fault. That's just me being scared to spend money. I have nobody to blame but myself on that. I don't have anybody to blame but myself on any of it, you know. Some of it is because I haven't been in business long enough and haven't saved up enough money. But the other half is I'm just scared to spend money, man. Simple as that. I've been broke before. I've been bit. You know, you buy a piece, or you go out and spend a whole bunch of money. Next thing you know, something happens. You're like, damn. It would happen after I spent this $10,000 or $15,000. You know, stuff like that. So I've got to get over that. I've got to quit being scared to spend money. But at the same time, I got to remember that I need to be frugal with my spending. But yeah, man, I've got to get a heavy duty trailer. You know, a tandem axle trailer with 52,000 or 5,200 pound axles on it, and don't necessarily need a 5,200 pound axle trailer, but that's what I'm going with. That's what I want. That way I'll have more stability and more peace of mind, knowing that I'm probably not going to bend an axle with a mini skid and a couple of attachments. You know what I'm saying? But the mini skids are heavier than what you think, guys. It's not like hauling around a stander or a zero turn. These mini skids are weighing around anywhere from 3,000 to 3,500 pounds. That's not including all the attachments. So just put that out there, guys. That stuff's heavy. It is. It's a lot heavier than the damn mower is. But I got to get a better trailer. I got to get a truck to pull all this stuff, man. Once I get a dump trailer, just say you've got a dump trailer and the capacity is just say it's a 7-yard dump trailer. You could put 7 or 8 yards worth of material in there. Say you're hauling around dirt and rocks, guys. That's heavy as hell. You're gonna struggle with a F-150. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna struggle. So I'm probably gonna get the dump trailer before I get a truck. Don't know yet on that, but it's either gonna be right before I get a dump trailer or right after I get a dump trailer. I'm getting a truck, okay? I'm getting a dedicated work truck that way I can, because I'm gonna have to get this whole truck redone, my F-150. I love my truck and I don't want to get rid of it. But there's some stuff that's got to be done to it before I can consider it a good personal truck again. but that, I'm gonna have to buy me an F-250, also like a diesel truck or something like that, so I can pull some of this stuff around. And I'm gonna have to get all these attachments that I need, man. That's a lot of money I'm gonna have to spend over the next 2 or 3 years. And I am gonna have to acquire some more debts and hurry up and get them paid off as quickly as possible. But at the same time, I can be working on paying off debts in the process to open up doors for myself. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my plan moving forward, man. I'm definitely gonna have a new trailer, landscaping trailer, possibly a dump trailer, possibly a new truck. And we'll see what happens, man. You know, I'm gonna leave all of that to the Lord. Hey, man, if he blesses me with a good year in 2026, things are already looking up. They really are. Like I said, I've never been able to say that I'm booked out through the end of January, and I'm almost to the point where I'm about to be booked out through the end of February. That's definitely never happened. But I've got nearly $10,000 on the books for extra money over the next 2 months, and that's great, man. That's outstanding. I definitely need that. But as far as mowing customers, man, we'll see what a lot of it's going to depend on how I do with my mowing customers this year as well. So, but yeah, and also, man, I'm seriously thinking about just doing away with year-round customers. You know, I've got 2 that are really good, really good. I'm thinking about just going ahead and keeping them on the way they are and working them on Fridays during the winter and fall and early spring. But I'm seriously debating on doing away with year-round customers, just because of the simple fact that I don't want to say they get in the way of stuff, because these people are really good people and they're good customers, man. I've never had a problem with them paying on time or anything. I don't have to chase my money down, and they don't gripe about anything, okay? They understand what maintenance is. Lawn maintenance is something that you should not be able to tell your lawn maintenance guy was ever on the property, okay? It's just like changing the oil in your car. It's not going to make it run better, but it's going to keep it from tearing up. Same way with lawn maintenance. It ain't going to make your yard look better than what it was, but it's going to keep your yard from looking like trash. You get what I'm saying? And these people understand that. So, they don't fuss, man. If they look out their door and it doesn't look like I've been there, but at the same time, they ain't got stuff all over the place, they ain't griping one bit. And there has been several times be like, hey, man, don't worry about coming out this week. Ain't really nothing for you to do, man. Don't waste your gas. We're still going to pay you the same amount. You can't complain about customers like that. But at the same time, they're not, I don't want to say they're getting in the way, but having year-round maintenance customers like that, it does take one day out of the week from you every single week. And you're pretty much starting behind the 8 ball every week. And God forbid you get rain, then you're only going to have 3 days to get everything done, unless you're planning on working every Saturday. Like I said, I'm not planning on working every Saturday, but I do hope I can get some Saturday work this year, man, to try to make as much money as possible. But I am seriously debating on just going straight on through pay per service for all of my customers, even the ones of old, and just letting it be like that. And then those 2 customers that I have that are year round, letting them remain year round. And I'm not going after any more commercial customers, guys. I don't know, man. I'm just not. And this whole deal with the dentist office, I'm so freaking frustrated with them. I went by there, I made that video yesterday talking about the landscaping quotes and bids and everything. I made that video yesterday, posted that. Well, my wife and I, we went grocery shopping today, and it was windy as hell after it got done storming today. On the way back from the grocery store, I told my wife, I said, I want to show you what I'm griping about when it comes to this dentist office. And I told her, I said, I want you to look at the Publix shopping center. I want you to look up there at the bank. I want you to look at Wendy's, McDonald's, CVS, all of this stuff that is surrounding the dentist office. And I want you to look across the street at those mansions over there, the entrance to all those mansions. I want you to pay attention to all of that. And then I want you to look at the property right here at the dentist office. Got to riding through there. She said, wow, I see what you're saying now. It is terrible. And got to the back of the property. Sure enough, one of those trees that I quoted, it's broke off at the base now because of all the wind we had. And the only thing that's keeping it from falling in the parking lot is it's leaning up against the branch on another tree. All it's going to take is one good wind and it's gone. And I'm telling you right now, that tree will lay in that parking lot until they call me and decide to pay the quote that I submitted to them. If they're not going to pay me to do it, I am not moving it. And if they fire me, it is what it is, guys. But I'm not doing extra work for free. But yeah, highly frustrated with them. And this whole dentist office situation has seriously put a bad taste in my mouth with commercial properties. And it's not just the dentist office. It's that Domino's I had up in Harlem, and another commercial property I had as well. I'm over it. I'm frustrated with it. Whenever I get to a point where I consistently need to have 2 or 3 guys in the truck, then I'll reconsider it. But for right now, I'm washing my hands with commercial properties for right now. But anyways, guys, that's my plan for 2026 as far as equipment purchases go. And but like I said, guys, 90% of that is going to depend on business. And we all know, man, your business depends on the Lord. And I'm very well pleased with what the Lord is doing in my life right now, man. Like I said, he's blessing me with leads, and he's blessed my business, and he's blessed my family. And I've had a terrible year over the past year. 2025, I can't I know I need to stop saying that so much. Y'all are tired of hearing it. But 2025 was, boy, it was awful. And so the fact that 2026 is starting out the way it is, I'm just super ecstatic, man. So excited about 2026. And the growing season can't get here fast enough, man. I'm just ready to go, jumping at the bits. But hey, guys, look, hope y'all are blessed out there. I hope you weekend guys got out there and crushed it this weekend. And the rest of y'all, man, look, we ain't got much longer, man. It's cold right now, but that grass is about to start sprouting here pretty soon. Look, till the next video, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. Holla at y'all. Bye.